Well, hot diggity dog humans, it's Bushka on Blitz, back for another long and exciting take on the latest and greatest from the kids at Wargaming. And haven't we got something interesting today? It's a new tech tree, a new nation. Everyone, put your arms in the air and wave them around like you just don't care. This is the Hut Go, or as I like to call him, Shuckles. Now, he is the Tier 2 Japanese light tank. Could be a she, I don't know, I didn't ask. You have a variety at the start of this line, the medium line that we've been granted by the powers that be, and you can go either light or medium as is your want. Something that all of them share across the line, it's a solid attribute, is an enormous amount of gun depression. And while the gun depression is a fantastic thing, the armor is not so much something that's shared all the way along the line. As you can see here, it's wafer thin. It is quick enough though at Tier 2 to get around, unencumbered as it is by a heavy weight of armament, and it does have a healthy alpha damage of 90 per shot, which is at Tier 2 is actually quite a substantial amount for a turreted tank. It's got negative 15 degrees of gun depression too, as I mentioned, as does this little number here, the Key. I reviewed the premium version of this tank and called it the Kenai, and I was apparently wrong about that, as some of my subscribers have pointed out. But I just like to call him Kenny. And Kenny is an absolute Bobby Dazzler of a tank. It's got the same ridiculous gun depression as the Hut Go before it, and much better penetration numbers than the premium version of this tank. It's a great little brawler, goes 20 kilometers an hour backwards, just as quickly as it goes forward, is very, very mobile and agile, and that 15 degrees of gun depression is killer. Plus, for an autoloader, it actually has 4 shots in the clip, not the standard 3, which allows you to pump out a nice dose of alpha when you want to drop the hammer. Now, speaking of that gun depression, I'll give you a little example here of Kenny in action. You can see that tank there should not be a target from where I am. Look at it. It's like an elephant trying to drink water out of a trough. Just pokes 15 degrees down, rolls off, and goes looking for the next hapless victim. Now, it's not particularly strongly armored, as one might imagine, but it is very, very mobile, it's very, very active, and it's excellent if you want to get in, brawl, move, strut, and just do the stuff with other Tier 3s. I think it's going to be a great little tank, and I'll be driving up the light section at the start just for the Kenny factor. Now at Tier 7, now excuse me if I butcher the pronunciation on this because I'm an uneducated Australian male. At Tier 7 we have the Chi-Ri. Now this, oh my goodness, it's long overdue for Blitz, but this is the first auto-loading higher tier tank we're going to have on the books. It's a big tank. It's a big, busty looking thing. It's got a tall profile, and it does in fact come with the standard form of gun. If you want just a single shot, good old normal weapon, you can find it here with good penetration numbers, very solid DPM. It's 13.3 rounds per minute on this 75mm at 160 alpha. It's very, very similar to the gun on the Comet, and it's got very, very similar numbers. It's got very good gun depression, but the autoloader, as you can see here, is where the fun is at. You can load up a 3 clip with 160 alpha in each clip. It's 0.36 dispersion. It's got outstanding damage per minute of 2,400 if every shot goes in, and that's completely believable. And look at the gun depression here. You can see, look at that. That's what you're after in a medium tank. I love me some gun depression. Just being able to slide up a hill, show not very much of your tank, shoot down over the top of it, and be successful. Now, much like the Comet, good gun depression, fantastic rate of fire, not the best armor profile we've ever seen, but it's particularly unique, and it's going to be a very, very popular tank. When you roll this tank out with 3 160 shots, you're capable of, on average, putting up nearly 500 damage per burst. Now that is a lot to put out on a Tier 7 tank. Relatively mobile, big and bulky, excels in hull down situations like nearly all the Japanese tanks, and has the added benefit of being a little bit spicy, boys and girls. That uniqueness that comes with a multiple shot auto loader at Tier 7 is going to make this an absolute must-have in any serious tanker's garage. Well, that's it. I've been Bushka on Blitz. I wish I had more time to give you more information, but as things roll out, there'll be certainly more stuff out there on the internets for you guys to get a hold of. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It's always wonderful to have new blood in here. Lots of nonsense, lots of chatter, and I'll look forward to seeing you all out there on the battlefield.